Hey guys, and welcome. Grim Reaper here. We got ourselves another movie review. If you're first time here, welcome. If it's not, welcome back. Hit that subscribe button if you have not subscribed yet. Now we're going to talk about Ghostbusters Afterlife. I saw this in theaters, saw this in 4D. If that's something, if you don't know what that is, your chair actually moves, your seats moves while what's going on screen is going on. What did I think about the movie? I'm a big Ghostbusters fan. I love Part 1 and 2. I thought those were just phenomenal. I enjoyed watching those movies. I watched them over and over again. I've seen those movies so many times that I lost count. It's double digits for sure. I was excited when they were talking about doing the third one. And they kept on pushing it back. Finally get it, Ghostbusters Afterlife. Let's go into it. Story-wise, it definitely tugs at your heartstrings. This movie will tug at your heartstrings for all of you guys who watched the original Ghostbusters group on those. You guys will feel a little tug at that. And I think it was a decent story to get us back into the whole Ghostbusters universe. There was some definitely, things that I wish, could happen. I wish, Harold Ramis was still alive so we could have... It sort of would have been different if he was still alive. But I think as far as this goes, it was a decent storyline for what we had going with it. And I think what really kind of surprised me was that in this movie there was little ghost busting in this movie at all. Very little. I mean, you got one ghost busting scene. That was pretty much it with these kids. And the original Ghostbusters had a bunch of Ghostbusters scenes. They even had like a montage. I'm surprised we didn't get a montage in this one. That's what really disappointed me. I was kind of like, we didn't get a montage? At least a montage? That was one thing I was kind of like, oh man. And we only busted one ghost. But we get to see, the characters, and we see the kids, and who they are and their personalities as far as, Phoebe and her brother. I can't remember the character, his name. But the difference between them two and her being more like Egon. She, with the glasses, the way they had the character the way she was, her hair and the glasses definitely reminded me of Egon. And, just hearing about, how, who he is and who he was and what was going on in that town that he was staying in, I was kind of like, damn, that's just kind of crazy. And, not having Harold Ramis in there and having the other original Ghostbusters show up, it was definitely an experience that was kind of like, wow, it's totally different. Still a Ghostbusters world, but totally different, as far as, coming back in. I think, they didn't go too far into it because they're kids. You can't really go extra with the Ghostbusters, I guess. That's probably why they only had that one Ghostbusters scene. I think it was just them more trying to figure out what happened to their grandfather, what was going on, and how, who he was and what's going on. That it was pretty much that's what it was. It was them trying to figure out, what the heck's going on. Casting wise, I think the kids like McKenna Grace did an amazing job. Finn Wolfhard was, he was good, but it was just, I think it was more focused on McKenna Grace, and it was more focused on her character than on Finn Wolfhard's character in this one. They focused on both of them, but it was more focused on her and her connection with her grandfather Egon. And I think that's what they really focused on. And then they got her friend podcast, that's what his name was, and then Paul Rudd in there. Paul Rudd was in there for like the nice little comedic timing as well. They each had like their own comedic, but I think him being in there as a teacher and then teaching these kids you could see how his character was like, I'm here to teach and stuff like that, but these kids aren't really paying attention because it's summer school. But when he meets Phoebe, it's totally different. He's kind of like, oh, somebody who knows what the heck is going on, which is really cool for him because like finally somebody who I could probably teach. But all in all, I think casting wise, the mom was all right. They didn't really go too far to the characters and their backstory. Really, it was just what's going on with them at the moment and the issues that they kind of had to deal with. There was really not a whole lot that they had going on there. It was just more like what they're dealing with at the moment, building and what we can know about the characters. So yeah, that was a little bit all that was going on. Then you got the special effects. I think the special effects were actually pretty solid. Definitely kind of like Ghostbusters. The with the all female cast one, it's kind of like that one with the ghost effects, but not overly vibrantly lit up and colored. I think that was a big difference in that one. I think this one was just more naturally toned. Like you see the ghosts, you can see right through them and all that. The slime on and stuff. that kind of bothered me where you see the slime and stuff, but they had like a glowy tint to it. I was kind of like, the original Ghostbusters movies didn't have like a glowy tint to it. They just let the slime be the slime and let that do what it's got to do. That was the one thing I was kind of like, not feeling that at all. As far as the Ecto 1, seeing the Ecto 1, and it was, all I can say, amazing to see how it looked, and just seeing it out there, seeing the gunner seat in there. I was kind of like, it was a pretty cool addition to add in there. Seeing the Ghost Ship on like RC car Ghost Ship was also a phenomenal little, addition to the arsenal and weaponry that they had for the Ghostbusters, which was really cool. Then going back into the whole, Gozer thing, which was definitely a nice callback to the original Ghostbusters, and then just seeing all that was going on, definitely phenomenal. Seeing the Stay Puft Marshmallows little scenes, another nice callback to it. As far as the movie goes, if I was gonna rate this, I'd give it a 4 out of 5. Um, I think I wish there was a little bit more ghosts and ghostbusting. I think that's what it is. But all in all, I think it was a pretty solid movie. It was definitely an enjoyable movie. If you enjoyed the first two Ghostbusters, you're definitely going to enjoy this one. You won't be disappointed. As far as the XD goes, the 4D goes, there was a lot of cool moments where you're sitting there and you're watching, when the ghost blows right by you, you get like a gust of wind in front of you or behind you, pushed on you. So that was kind of cool. That smoke burst in front of the screen so you could get, into the whole scene where they had smoke. They had like a spray and mist of water on you for certain scenes they had like water. But the best scenes were when the Ecto 1 was driving and spinning around. Your chair moved, and when you hit that hard turn and stopped, your chair just jerks you. You felt like you were in the car. Other cool effects was when he was right in the back of the car bed, the truck bed of the Camino. They actually had wind blowing in the theater to make it feel like you were in the backseat and feeling the wind blowing through you, which was phenomenal. Lights would light up in the room when the proton packs would go off. Those were pretty cool effects that added to the movie that made it really, really amazing. That did not affect my score of how I rated this movie, but if it did, it would give me it would be a 5 out of 5 just because of that experience alone. But since not everybody can experience it and you can't experience it all the time, it's just that one time. It's a 4 out of 5, guaranteed. But yeah, it's a solid movie. Definitely enjoy it. If you have not seen it in 4D and you have a theater that does have it, check it out in 4D. You will not be disappointed. You'll enjoy it. But other than that, I think the movie, speaks for itself. If you've seen part 1 and 2, definitely check this one out. This is definitely worth watching. It's definitely a good, enjoyable time. I don't think, as far as anything else goes, I don't think you'll be disappointed if you enjoy the first two. Let me know what you guys thought about it if you've seen it in theaters. If you have not seen it in theaters, are you going to go see it in theaters or are you going to wait to see it when it comes out on streaming? And if you haven't seen it in theaters, did you watch it in XD, 4D, or in regular theater, or in Atmos? Let me know what you guys thought, and I'll see you guys around for more. All right, you guys, take care. Bye.